Yo, what's up guys? Brennan Wolf here with a matchup guide. We're going to be doing Fiora versus Riven. This is actually one of my favorite lanes. This is when we're actually seeing Riven take Ignite. This is what we would typically expect. Riven to be aggressive, Riven to run Ignite, and she actually gets the push on this one. So when she's got the push like this, we're just looking to trade with our vitals, max ranging the Qs, and running away from the rest of her Q, because we don't actually win if she has her Q fresh and she's able to use all 3 Qs and weave auto attacks. We don't really win that trade, so we're just trying to farm and then hit the vitals and run away from her, dodging all of the abilities that we can. And then at level 3, that's when we can look to start taking a really good trade, or maybe even get a kill if she wastes an ability or misses anything. So here it's a little bit different. We're still looking for that 3Q. We're trying to stand close. So we parry it. It's the easiest thing to parry. Even if we miss, it's still worth it to go for it. Just imagine, sometimes when Riven 3Qs, she's going to hit the ground and then E away and try to dodge your parry. So sometimes you can try to predict it and aim it a little bit differently. Instead of right in front of her, you can aim it to the side a little bit and expect the E. And try to set her up in a way that she only has like one direction to go. And if she accidentally goes the other way, then she's screwed. So here, once again, we got our parry. We didn't parry there. And so, the reason we didn't parry there, by the way, this is what I wanted to talk about too. This double CC lane. This is where I'm getting ganked by the mid laner, actually. So, Ahri's pinging that she doesn't know where Nunu is in the mid lane. So, we don't know if he's coming top or not, but we can assume that it's possible. So we're holding the parry here, but this is where we were talking about in the first game about expecting to be ganked, right? Expecting to be ganked. I was hoping to do a little bit more damage before she got into the bush, and so I tossed down a ward to see if he is coming, and well, he is coming. The better play here is really just to get away, because even if I kill Riven, we're not killing them both. We're dying, right? We're gonna die. The better play here is literally just to get back over this wall and probably waste our flash, stay alive, and make sure that we don't die. But I go for the flashy play. I know that I have parry up, so I'm going to try to parry the snowball here. But in double CC lanes, like I said, you have to expect to be ganked. So parry discipline is just a huge, huge thing in this lane. Holding it for that 3Q and then expecting to be ganked as well. And sometimes getting hit by abilities on purpose to make sure that you have your parry up for any possible ganks or anything like that. But once again, we're going to look to freeze this lane, so we need about 4 minions here. We want Riven to have to walk up to us, and we want her to make mistakes. We want to see her use abilities to clear the wave, and that's going to be our green light to go all in and try to get the kill on her. So right now we're setting up for that, especially since she's the one who got the kill, so now it's a little bit worrisome, right? Now it's a little bit worrisome because we're not sure. Once she gets that first kill in the skill matchup, it gets a little bit spooky. She did use her Ignite, which is kind of huge for us now that she doesn't have it. But this is one of those situations here where we see her, she using her abilities. She has no cooldowns. If we were able to take the trade, we would. So we're looking to, we get stunned instead. But we're looking to trade with her while she has nothing. And when she has used all her abilities, she's dead, right? So she came in using her Q like Rivens do, which is actually a huge mistake into Fiora. This allows us to stack up some Conquer. We're stacking up some Conquer stacks. We're holding our parry the whole time. Keep in mind, we're parry discipline. We're holding our parry the entire time. We're stacking up Conquer. We're at 10 stacks. We're about to max it out here. And then once it's maxed, this is our green light. We want to go for this. And we still are holding our parry the whole time here, whole time. We didn't even use it. We didn't even use our parry to kill her there, because we didn't need to, right? So we're saving our parry just in case. Is there a gank coming? We see Ahri pinging, question mark, doesn't know where Nunu is. If we don't need to use it, then we don't need to use it. We can hold on to it and try to get a play, try to get a kill off that instead, right? So that was a good example of parry discipline and being able to take the kill without using it, just in case we're getting ganked. Now imagine if we get that kill and then Nunu shows up when we have parry. Boom. That's a chance for a double kill right there. That's huge. So this is a great lane to really like hone in your skills as Fiora, when to use that parry, how to hold it. Oh, this is me greeting. So I wanted to shove the wave, and I was really trying to bait Echo, because if I can dodge his empowered, his 3-stack auto attack, then I could probably kill him with W. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not worth it. So now we're down 1-2. But we did get a solo kill on Riven, which gives us, it keeps us alive in this lane. So ideally, we don't like the lane. We don't like the wave really pushing into Riven. But anytime she's not here, I'm letting my minions kill. My minions just auto attack, and her minions kill mine. So once again, we're really looking to only parry that 3Q because it's just so easy to hit, right? So now we chunked her out. So notice once again, she's getting to lane by using her abilities because most of the time Rivens are running Ignite. So she's using all of her abilities to get to lane. Once she gets here, she's got nothing. So we're looking for the big trades. We're looking for either a kill or to push her out of lane right when she gets back. 3Q, parry, and now she just got back to lane, and now she has 200 HP. Now imagine if our jungler was up here. This is a dive. It's a free dive because she's not going to be able to survive with 200, 300 HP, right? So now she has to make this decision where she's either going to just sit under the tower. Maybe she's got a refillable or something like that and get back up to 500 HP and farm safely. But we can basically just sit here, get this massive XP lead. If our jungler is playing on our side, well, we can get them up to the top lane and dive her and get her out of the game. Even though we started off, we're 1-2, we're still dominating this lane by controlling what's going on. Now, Nunu is helping her out a lot, but in the 1v1 situation, we're doing a great job here. So now the wave is caught, and it's stuck on her side of the map, which means it's going to start pushing back to us. So we're looking to last hit. We know she's not level 6 yet, so we're not going to bother backing. We don't need to back. We're going to save our mana, and we're going to wait for her to come back to lane again, and we're going to try to get a kill if we can. At this point, we got to remember that she does have Ignite, so it is going to stop our healing on the on our ulti, so that's always something to be scared of because I hate level 6 Riven with Ignite is probably one of the scariest things. So we know this is pushing back, so we decide to recall here since the wave is already stuck. And she's on our way back, and we're going to be able to catch it here, and then maybe we can look for a fight. So let's get back into the lane. So we're going to catch it before it gets to our tower. We have bought a refillable now as well, which is basically, refillables are just great to help us with freezing because you're going to want to tank, minion damage to actually set up the freeze. So I buy refillable a lot because I like to set up freezes a lot. So that's why we grab refillable, and you'll notice that in a lot of our games too, is just to help with freezing so that I can tank a bunch of minion damage and be alright. So now, the level 6. The level 6 in lane is very scary on Riven, to be honest. There's a lot of times where you go in on this, and you use your R, she uses hers, and you need to just get away. And this is where the parry discipline comes in big time. Big time. Because if you mess up at all in the ulti versus ulti, you're going to die. You're going to die for sure. Her 6 is a lot better than yours. So at this point, without having parry, we have to respect that. When we don't have parry, we have to respect it and keep a very big distance on her. Very big distance. Even if we have an XP lead, even if we have a gold lead, we have to respect the distance and be ready to queue backwards at any point. We've got Viego here going for the gank. So notice how we kept walking forward, and that's how we dodged the queue since we didn't have parry up just yet. So we just walked forward and we dodged it that way instead. So we get the gank here. Now Viego gets the kill. That's completely fine with me. Riven gets nothing out of that. I get a little bit out of it, so it's kind of huge. Now she doesn't have TP, so we're looking to shove this, but we have to remember, very mobile champion Riven, so we really have to shove it fast. And sometimes I'll use parry to shove wave, especially if we just got a double kill top lane and we know nobody's coming. I'll try to line up the wave as it's coming and parry it. So we're going to go ahead and push this in. So this is a perfect example of the refillable. We're holding 4 minions. We're going to take a little bit of damage. And if she wasn't here, we might have to hold it for a really long time, which is going to take about 200 HP off of us, 300 HP off of us. So we pop a refillable, get our health back for when she does get here. But now we're in this lane, and we're looking to, stack up those Conquer stacks by hitting the vitals. And also, what I was trying to do there, by the way, this is kind of important as well. So sometimes you can expect a Riven to actually queue back out of vision. So she's out of vision here, right? So we don't really lose anything for parrying and just guessing. If we guess that she's going to queue back to us, 3Q back to us, and we can stun her, that's huge. And if we parry and she just walks away, we'll see it, and if she holds it and then walks back out, well, then we can just Q backwards and we can dodge it. So nothing wrong with using the parry when she walks out of vision. A lot of players in general will try to use that. It's sneaky. It's a quick way to get some CC if somebody can't see you. So we're out of laning phase now, right? Because we got the tower. So we're obviously going to meet in side lanes and so on and so forth for the rest of the game. But now this is a good time to talk about what we're going to do for the rest of the game, because we don't have the lead that we want after this, right? We've got one item, they've got one item. There's no real lead here. And it's still going to be a very even fight if we get to fight. It's going to be nothing like last game where we got the lead and we're able to just kill her whenever we see her. It's going to be a little bit scary, so we got to still hold on to what the same principles we were using in lane. But typically, like we were talking about before, Riven's typically run Ignite, right? So this is typically really good for us to be able to split push and use our teleport to our advantage. Now she can get around the map really quickly, but she's looking to clean up any type of team fights or like sneak kills on people and so on and so forth, which this basically allows us to split push and keep gaining. It's a very volatile matchup, like we were saying before. It's very volatile, right? Because she wants to get into fights and she wants to use that 2R and get that execute off and get big kills and snowball that way. Very snowbally champ. But we can get fed just by being in a side lane and getting minions. So we really need to be watching wherever she is on the map. If we see her near a team fight or anything like that, we just want to know where she is. We want to know where she is. We want to know if we need a TP to help our team or if it's better to split push. So notice how the laning phase is over and I'm still freezing. We're still grabbing 4 minions and we're still freezing. Also, if you notice me sitting in the bush there, if you saw me sitting on the corner of the bush there, what I was looking for was her to clear the wave but use all of her abilities. So if you can ever be sneaky, when a Riven is around, so we'll just go back and look at this, even though it didn't work out. So right here, we're looking for her to use all of her cooldowns, and then that's like an opportunity. So she would have started queuing this way, then she has no Q, and we can go ahead and go all in and go for the kill. So sitting in a bush and like watching a Riven just kill a wave is actually really good, because if we're able to catch her off guard when she has something on cooldown, we can usually kill her fast enough where we don't have to worry about her killing us, right? Because she won't have, if she doesn't have her Q there and she has to wait 10 seconds to get it back up, it doesn't matter if she Rs or anything like that. We should be able to put out enough damage with our ulti to finish the kill. So we're kind of like sitting here, we're waiting, and once we see her in the mid lane with Nunu, that's when we start pushing this, trying to get this push to her tower as fast as possible. Because with us having TP, if we put pressure on the map and she's got Ignite and she has to respond to us and come back to us, well then we get the advantage on rotation with TP, because we can get to the team fight before her, because she's having to respond to us, catch our wave. We're looking at our team, seeing what they're doing, especially if like an objective's coming up. That's a green light for you to just shove that wave and see if anybody responds to you, because if somebody responds to you, well, you can back up a little bit into the lane and then look for a TP to help your team in the fight and give your team the advantage, because they got that 4v4 going on and you can make it a 5v4 before Riven can actually run down there. So notice how I'm not really going for anything like too crazy. So we see she's got red buff. We just want to test it a bit, see what we can do. So in this fight right here, so this is actually, I actually don't like this fight. Let's see and go back here, because I want to talk about what should have been done instead. So it's fine that we went for the kill, even though she had red buff. It's fine that we went for the kill, because once you get more comfortable with this lane, you want to go for it. The reason we even go in like this is because she goes in with her 3Q, right? The second that she hits us with 3Q, we know that it's on cooldown, and so this is just an opportunity for us to go all in. She's used at least a cooldown, which gives us the advantage. But notice how she held her 3Q the whole time, right? Because she used 2 Qs and then she held it, because we had been stunning her with the 3Q. So you'll notice something, that good Rivens will start to hold their 3Q, but you can count it out, right? You can count it out. So if we go back to her and we look at her cooldowns here, so she's got about, what is it, 2 seconds? 2 seconds to use it. So we'll see, because she holds it here and we know that she doesn't have it. So she's got 1, 2, it's like 2, yeah, 2.5 seconds. that she can use that 3Q, and then it goes on the cooldown. I think it's 2.5 actually, to recast. But once she has used it, then we're looking to parry the second best thing, which is going to be the execute damage. It's really never too worth it to try to stun with the W, because it's so inconsistent. You don't know when she's going to use it. It doesn't really have an animation that you can look for to parry either. So the second best thing to parry is really just to use it for the 2R, the execute damage, the wind slash. And we're able to get that kill, but it could have been played a lot better. We kind of just missed, we really wanted to get a better rotation on Vitals, and it was just a little bit frightening that she had bone plating up and she had Ignite. So kind of got thrown off a little bit. We still got the kill. We went for it. So when she walks in with that and she uses all of her Qs, you are at an advantage, which typically you're going to win the 1v1, and that's why we went for it. It's more of like a comfort thing. Once you've played the lane a few times, you'll feel it out, and you'll understand that, okay, I can probably hit 2 or 3 vitals before she gets her Q back up, which is comforting in its own. And then if you can hit those, you know that I might have to outplay a little bit here and outmaneuver, but I can probably hit the last vital when she has all of her cooldowns up and get some HP. So here we're running straight to team, helping them with objective, get Riven out of the fight, win this fight as well. Guarantees us Dragon, which is great. And now we're looking to just keep pressure on the map, get some objective, and make Riven respond to us. Typically, we're going to stay in a side lane. As Fiora, we typically are split pushing right, and we're looking to make Riven respond to us. But we really want to stay. If Riven goes into another lane, we kind of want to stay with her, because we can kill in an even lane, and once we start scaling, we should be able to kill Riven. And we want to stay around her and keep her away from our team, because she actually does pretty well in team fights, right? Big AoE stuns with 3Q and W and ulti, which is an AoE execute. I mean, she does pretty well in team fights. We don't want her to ever get the cleanup on our team during a team fight and then get super ahead because of it. So notice they're pinging for me on the side lane, so that has somebody else come to us, which is great. Riven's dead, so that's fine. And I'm looking for any way to flank the team, or just get out, because I'm not sure if they're rotating to me or not. So at this point, I believe we see Riven in a side lane, and we definitely want to respond to that. We still have TP here. This fight is over. We lose that. But now it's time for us to come catch here. This is possible Baron play, huh? So here in this situation, so this is where we're going to get into a fight with Riven when she actually has cooldown. She actually has that CDR, and she can get around the map a lot faster. Some of these times, it's actually really good just to use our ulti for the movement speed and to get away. So we held our parry, hoping that we could parry the Nunu there, because we saw the snowball coming. But notice how we ulted, and we used the ulti as a way to run away. We got the movement speed buff from our ulti, and we were able to get away. So she blows her flash, we blow ours. Even trade, nothing wrong with that. But in these later fights with Riven, when she does have cooldown reduction, it's never a bad idea to actually use our ulti as a way to get away. We can use our ulti as a way to run away, and that's how we're going to out-maneuver, out-movement speed her, is with our ulti, so that she's unable to catch us, basically. So notice I'm just running away. See, in the later lane, you have to respect Riven. You have to know that her cooldowns are going to be half what they were in the laning phase. And if you go back in and you don't have your ulti or something like that, there's a good chance that you're actually going to lose it without ulti. It's better to try to fight her when you have ulti up, unless you're able to get a really nice stun off and be able to stack your Conqueror up. But towards the mid game and late game, when you're in a side lane with her, you're really trying to only fight her when you have ulti up, just because the cooldowns are insane, and she's typically going to be able to beat you in that sense. When it comes to no ulti versus no ulti, she probably has Ignite up as well, and you just have to expect it, basically, and respect it as well. Oh, this is a nice little play here as well. This is us getting our lead, getting a bunch of gold. This is basically, now if you make a play like this and you get a kill, a play like this and snag, 2,000 gold, once you have like that item or that half item lead on Riven, you're way safer in side lanes. It's going to be a lot easier to get those kills on her. So now that we got those that quadra kill there, Now we're feeling a little bit more comfortable. We have 3 items. She does not. So we're looking to dive her at all possible. If we can stack up some Conquer by hitting Vitals and running out of tower range. We go for the ulti here, and we're going to try to get the kill. So this would be a fine trade if we didn't get ganked. We do hold our parry for the 3Q. It's the easiest thing to go for. Now, if we would have hit that stun, there's a good chance that we kill her, get our ulti off, and actually get out. So it's not the worst thing ever that we had 3 people roam to us so that our team was able to take enemy jungle camps, push mid, get mid prio, get top prio, and get all those things. But honestly, we died there, but that's not really the worst thing ever. We played it the way we should have. We held our parry for it, and we almost got the kill on her. But we were looking for that dive underneath the tower now that we have 3 items, and she does not, where we can basically hit our vitals, get away from tower, go back in, hit more vitals, and then once we feel like we can all in, we go ahead and R her under the tower, see if she's going to use a bunch of abilities, and if we're able to get the kill. So notice how much damage we actually do to her when we're hitting the ultis in the late game. That's when she starts to get. If you can hit all 4 when you have 3 items, it's typically over. So that's why we're holding that parry and we're looking for any stun. Because if we ever hit a stun on Riven in the mid to late game, we're probably gonna get the kill. That's why we gotta hold it. That's why we got to get used to holding it in the... Because sometimes you can make mistakes in the laning phase in the early game and still get a kill on her with a lucky parry that slows her attack speed or something like that. But for the most part, we're really looking to parry that 3Q. At this point, we're a lot stronger than her, and we also have better team comp, damage comp than they do. So she's building a Hex, and I'm building strictly to split push, and I'm going to be stronger than her in the side lane. See this team fight here real quick. Get our ulti off, get our heals off, staying alive, running away. Hell yeah. Winning the game. It looks like that's it. Well, guys, there we have it. That's how to lane against Riven. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I haven't done a matchup guide in a minute. I feel like whenever I take too long to do a matchup guide, I get a little rusty with it. So let me know what you guys think about this one. Eventually we're going to get all the champs. And then we're probably going to have to redo it when champions get remade or when items change and things like that. But for the most part, I think that this will help you out with the Riven lane. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just remember, parry discipline. Parry discipline. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, love you guys. Peace out.